Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Congratulations, you've done it. You found the champ dog. So today, you best believe I got some more TwilioQuest coming up for you guys. I know it's been ages, hasn't it? This is one of those things where life got in the way a bit. I had some health issues on top of ending up doing way more hours at work, so my mental energies were just somewhat reduced compared to what they used to be, and I just ended up using my free time on more straight up entertainment based things. Recently my city's gone back into lockdown and I've been trying to get on top of my studies, but it's also given me a chance to get back into something like this. So here I am, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. I know it has been a while. I know a couple of you left some comments, and I did get back, and then you replied, and then I haven't gotten back to you guys for like a month. So I'm sorry. I have gone back and replied to a couple of the comments that were waiting for replies. So, you know, keep those coming. You know, if you guys have more questions, I'm happy to help as best I can, even if I can't help at all. But yeah, today we're playing some more TwilioQuest. Now, I will warn you, I had some technical issues recording this. I was recording, going through the game, and then realized my recording software, for some reason, hadn't been picking up my mic. It was plugged in. It was working fine when I started, and then it just didn't work in the recording. So I lost a bit of content. And then I had to retry, and I had the same problem several times. So I've lost some content that I can't show you guys. And also just the first bit of the video, it's like a little bit of patchwork of little bits of recording that I managed to get to work. And yeah, my energy's a bit low because it's like my third or fourth attempt. And yeah, towards the end of this particular video, look, if you like happy endings, this is not the video for you. By the end of this video, I'm a little bit grumpy and frustrated by the experience I've been having trying to get my head around one of the challenges. But if you like rants, there's something to look forward for you too. But I do have some more video coming up. I've got some more footage beyond what you're going to see today already to share with you guys, probably next week. You know, where we get back into it and we're in a little bit of a better mood. So you got that to look forward to. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into some TwilioQuest. Okay, so we are back in the JavaScript test lab where our story finished off last time. We'd just blown everything up. Now, I do have to apologize to everyone following along at home. Something went terribly, terribly wrong in my recording process. And I've lost some footage that I cannot get back. So there is a tiny, tiny little bit of expository dialogue that you at home will never get to see, involving this incredibly grumpy, rude, arrogant old man insisting that I rescue him. So it'll bring up this dialogue box now, but it misses a bunch of stuff. But yeah, there's nothing I can really do about that. So just to catch you up to where we're up to, we just blew everything up in the last video. And so now we're here. The previous attempt to stabilize the ductypium ended in disaster. Now you must get all 4 stabilizer beams back online to reverse the experiment. To reverse the failed experiment, you must bring all 4 stasis beams back online, including this one, beam 1. Beams 2, 3, and 4 must go back online first, before beam 1 can be enabled. That's not how numbers work. The lead scientist has told you that her colleagues have the activation codes required to restart the other 3 lasers. Search the rest of the lab for the 3 scientists, use their codes to restart the other lasers in this room. Once the other 3 beams are back online, return here to enable the final beam. So the only other place I can go right now is down here, which led me to this old man. Basically, he just huffles and puffles and is rude and insists that you rescue him and won't give you his code until you do rescue him. Like, he refuses to, but then he admits he actually can't give it to you anyway because it's like physically tied to him through some nonsensical plot device. And basically I need to activate these energy bridges to get to him, which is this challenge here. The botany lab is separated into several climate-controlled zones to study the effect of ductypium on plant life. Each zone is connected by an energy bridge, which prevents cross-contamination of habitats. Bear with me, this is the 3rd or 4th time I've actually gone through this. I'm already losing my voice. I have been recording for a while, and I just had to throw everything out the window, so yeah. In order to reach the botanist, you'll need to reactivate the bridges. starting with this one. You examine the bridge controls and see that the activation routine is broken. You'll need to replace it in order to extend the bridge. In your code folder, create a file called northbridgecontrol.js. This program must take a single command line argument. If the argument is extend, use console.log to print the text extending bridge. Your script shouldn't print anything at all unless the extend argument is passed on. An example of how you would run this script is as follows. Node northbridgecontrol.js extend. See the help tab for more guidance on how to write a script that does this. Once your code behaves as described above, click the hack button. Let's get some help here. The goal of this objective is to learn how to conditionally execute code using an if statement. In programming, you'll often want to execute code only when certain conditions are met, like if a user is logged on or if a given file exists. Here's a quick example of an if statement that uses the comparison operator, which is this 3 equals signs, to see if two strings of text are the same, and to print some text if they are. Const animal equals dog. If animal is the same as dog, console.log woof. A comparison statement evaluates to a boolean true or false. If the statement is true, the code inside the if statement, the parts inside the curly brackets, is executed. To extend the bridge, you need to create a file called northbridgecontrol.js in your code folder. Your code folder is located here. Just as you did when you retrieved the password from the lead scientist's office, you will need to work with command line arguments. Your code will print a specific message if and only if a certain argument is passed on. Here's some code you can use as a starting point, which gets the value of the first argument passed into your script. However, the if statement will not work as currently written. You'll need to change it to satisfy the objective. You can test the code above by running it like this. This should print the message, and this should not print anything. Once your script is working as described in the objective, click hack to validate your work. So I've been away from this game for so long, I actually had to go and basically do a quick crash course through everything that I've done in this section so far. Try and figure out where have I installed things, how do I run commands, how do I write this, where's my folder, what does anything do, what is life, how do I breathe. So I've basically just gone and redone every activity so far in the JavaScript test lab to just try and remember how things work. So we're going to pause here for a second, and hopefully I'm going to come back with a bit of code that opens this bridge. Okay, I think that was actually way easier than I thought it was. That was incredibly straightforward. It's almost like they created this coding language to make sense to people. You replace the bridge activation routine and a bridge made of pure energy extends ahead of you. Continue onward to find the botanist. For those of you following along at home, I will actually give away the answer this one time. So they give you this code, and basically I just needed to change the false in this bracket to similar to how this is written here, animal dog. So this is a command to check if the animal is identified as dog. So I just needed false to basically give you all of the answers. I needed to replace false with argument value equals extend, and then it runs. That's the only change I needed to make to this code. It was actually very straightforward. Okay, I'm in. Look at all those treesies. There's nowhere else I can go down here, right? Not yet. What are these burger things? I should check out the Flame of Open Source mission to help me burn through this brush. Okay, so we'll come back to that later. If alive, then bridge. Extend the east bridge by learning to use an else statement in your conditional logic. Let's do it! While searching for the means to extend the west bridge in the lab, you discover this control panel. Apparently the west bridge is disabled because the lab's tree life detector system has been damaged. You'll need to repair the tree life detector before you can continue onward toward the botanist. To-do list. Create a file called treelifedetector.js. If it is passed the number 0 as a command line argument, print alive. If it is passed any other number as a command line argument, print other. Create a file called treelifedetector.js in your code folder. This program will take a single command line argument, a single digit number indicating the current life status of a tree. You see a current mapping of tree life status IDs to human readable strings posted next to the control panel. 0 is alive, 1 other, 2 other, 3 plus other. When your script is executed, it should print out the proper human readable string of text based on the ID number that is passed in. If the script is executed like this, it should print out the string alive. If the script is executed with any other number, such as 2 here, it should print the string other. Once your treelifedetector.js script behaves in this way, click the hack button to validate your repair. Okay, again, there will be a brief pause, but thanks to the wonder of the pause technology on OBS, you won't even really notice a difference. Okay, and the moment of truth. I'm history's greatest coder. You patch the tree life detector with your fix, and in the distance you can hear the Western Bridge hum to life. Dunskies. Continue onward. What am I doing? I have so many tabs open. It's insanity. What? But I just did that. Where did this bridge extend? It's not down here. It's not this one here. It's across here. Look at the treesies. Let's run around in the trees. Yee! Wee! Trees! Trees! The hell is this thing? So that gets me up to Grumpy Man. So where does this take me? Learn to use more complex conditions in your if statements. Tucked away in the southeast corner of the botany lab, you notice another system that was damaged during the Ductypium incident. It looks like the automated sprinkler system has gone offline, which has also somehow disabled the south bridge. In order to keep the plants hydrated, and to extend the south bridge, you'll need to fix the automated sprinkler system. To-do list. Create a file called shouldwater.js. Get 2 numbers as command line arguments. The first is a tree's life status ID, and the second is its dryness level. If the first argument is 0, and the second argument is greater than 10, print the text water. Making it rain! An inspection of the sprinkler system reveals another issue with its Boolean logic. To fix it, create a file named shouldwater.js in your code folder. This script will take 2 command line arguments. Both will be numbers. First argument is a plant's life status. Remember, 0 means the plant is alive. The second is the plant's dryness level. Anything above 10 means that the plant needs water. An example invocation of your script with a live plant status 0 and dryness level 20 would look like this. Invocation. What eldritch sorcery is this? To make the sprinkler system function properly, this script should print the string water only if the first argument to the script is 0 and the second argument is a number greater than 10. It should not print anything otherwise. Once your codes behave as described above, click the hack button to fix the sprinkler. Okay, let's see if we can get this done. I will admit I'm having difficulty with this one, guys. I was able to write code that works, but I think I'm kind of cheating. Because rather than setting constants, the way that I've been getting the code to work is by... Wait, let me show you what I mean. So it has here const life status equals number process, const dryness level. Using either of this life status or dryness level in the code, I can't actually get it to work. But if I use this instead, process.argv2, I can get it to work. And I don't know why the constant isn't working. And I've actually had this problem fairly consistently while using TwilioQuest. I've had to tweak some of this stuff. Like that last one I got really quickly because rather than actually using the constants, I put in this argument value directly into the thing. So I don't know how to get it to actually recognize this. So I'm going to keep at it. But I just wanted to update you on the difficulty that I'm having. Anyway, back to that pause button. Okay, I think I've figured it out, guys. So what I've done is actually just remove number here. So in my code, it just says const life status equals process. It seems to work. So let's find out. It has worked. So I don't really understand. I've come up to this a few times where I've actually had to make changes to the sample code that they give me, like parts that they tell me to copy paste. I've actually had to alter to get them to work. And actually, while I've had this paused, I've looked at someone else who's put up playthroughs on YouTube, and they've got a totally different style of code to what TwilioQuest recommends as well. So I don't really know what's going on there. I'm nowhere near expert enough in this to like just go out and say that the stuff they're giving you to copy paste is wrong. But it definitely looks like the stuff that they're giving me to copy paste is wrong. I don't understand why. But I seem to be able to logically figure out changes to get it to work. Either by, as I said, removing something from the code, like the number, and just having like the constant straight equal to the argument value, or by directly referencing the argument value, which, as I said in the previous little thing where I was talking, kind of feels like cheating. But yeah, I don't know why the way they're getting you to set to use constants in the script doesn't actually seem to work. I don't know what's up with that. I might actually put that in the Discord for TwilioQuest and see if anyone else has run into the same thing. Either way, that bridge down there is now open, so I can get this chest. Or I can get to the chest at least. How do we open it? In a largely empty section of the botany lab, you find a dusty old chest. It's clearly not been opened for some time, and you can't help but wonder what might be inside. A quick inspection of the lock mechanism suggests that its internal heuristics may be corrupted. Replacing them with a working program may help to open the lock. To-do list. Create a file called fizzbuzz.js. Get a number as a command line argument. Print JavaScript, or the number itself as described in the table below. Create a file called fizzbuzz. What a fun word, fizzbuzz. In your code folder. Your program must take a single command line argument, which is an integer number. An example invocation might look like this. Node fizzbuzz.js 15. Your program must print one of 4 things depending on the number passed in. Here's what your program should print and under what circumstances. Divisible by 3, Java. Divisible by 5, script. Divisible by 3 and 5, JavaScript. Not divisible by 3 or 5, input number. Cool. Once your program works as described above, click the hack button. Okay, this is going to be complicated, so yeah, I mean, it's not going to make a difference to you because I just paused the recording and started again and I figured it out, but I'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, I think I've worked it out. I think I've got it. Man, I don't understand why things work sometimes. Failed. Okay. Okay, I've just overlooked something simple, I think. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Yeah, this is more complicated than I thought it was. I think I'm just making a mess in my code here. Okay, so I've managed to get past it, and I'm deeply dissatisfied. I've been at this for over an hour trying to get this to work, and I can't figure out why things wouldn't work. And I've like looked up help online, and that's actually really difficult because the way they phrase some things in TwilioQuest is different to how they phrase things in some of the online resources. So unless you've been working through that online resource from the beginning, it's actually not very helpful. And as I said, I've come up to a couple of points where there's been something in the TwilioQuest code that's more or less just seems wrong, and I've had to change. And I've ended up on the Discord server and looked through responses there, and the way I've passed this is actually copy pasting somebody else's code in, saving it, and it's worked. And this guy said that it actually didn't work for him, even though it's worked for other people. So there's something up there. I don't know what's going on with that personally. And so he said he just keeps getting the same thing, and it's not passing, and I don't know that he ever managed to resolve that. The reason I'm deeply unsatisfied is that the code that I copy pasted is functionally identical, as far as I can tell, to the code that I was using that was failing. The difference is, again, in some of the base code that the TwilioQuest told me to use. So if I go here and go to help, the only real difference is that you'll see here it says const number input. The code that I copy pasted changed that to just const number. And everywhere that number input has appeared, it just says number. And that's literally the only difference between the code that I had that was failing and this code that I copy pasted that's worked. And this is how TwilioQuest has told me to format and work this. And like that's been my problem. Like a lot of the constant things that they put up don't seem to actually function. I'm finding this really frustrating and deeply unsatisfying. As a complete outsider, as someone who's trying to use this program for its intended purpose, to learn from nothing, to learn with no experience and no basis, I don't understand what's going on, and I don't understand why they're giving me things that seem to be false. And I don't have the necessary knowledge in any kind of coding or in this language to understand why the thing that I've copy pasted that seems wrong has worked, where the thing that the program is telling me is correct has not. Like, why is changing number input to number make it work? I don't understand. And I'm frustrated that there's no obvious avenue from where I am of not understanding this to get to somewhere where I could understand it. I might leave a message on the Discord and see if anyone gets back to me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm frustrated, and this is sort of like short-circuited my brain. I've been like sitting here trying to work this out for so long, and to ultimately just have to rely on copy-pasting someone else's code because things that I should be able to trust can't be trusted is just... I don't know. I've fried a circuit. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here for now, guys. As I said, I've been at this for quite some time, and before I was doing this, I was helping my wife work through a uni assessment, so my mental faculties are pretty spent for now. So we're going to wrap this up, and I'll hopefully get back to it later when I'm feeling a bit more rejuvenated and a little less frustrated. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Look, you've been brilliant. As I said, I'm going to wrap this up here, and I will catch you in the next video.